Hello again. Today, guys, we are going to be graphing systems of inequalities, okay? So let's say we have a system of inequalities. One of the inequalities that we have is y is less than 4. And then the other one is y is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 2, okay? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw these lines. These are linear inequalities, okay? So this right here, y is less than 4, okay? So we're going to go to the y-axis, okay? And we are going to find 4 on the y-axis, all right? So y is 4 is right here, okay? Now, every place where y is 4 will just be a straight line right across here. And because it is not underlined, it is only y is less than 4 over here, we know that it is dotted, okay? Had there been a line underneath it, right, it would be solid. But since there's no line underneath the inequality sign, it is going to be dotted. So it is a straight line across where y is equal to 4. All right, so make that. So y is less than 4. So I have to ask, where am I going to shade? So where is y less than 4? Is it below 4 or is it above 4? Well, y is less than 4 is below 4. So I'm going to shade blue right here. All right. You don't have to shade too dark. All right. So now for my next one, it's a little tougher because there's a little more work involved, okay? So we need to determine where the y-intercept is, which is b. We also need to determine the slope, which is m. And if you remember the slope-intercept form for a linear equation, all right, m is whatever is multiplied by x, and b is whatever is by itself, the constant, okay? And that's going to be the y-intercept. So b is 2, and m is negative 1/2, or negative 1 over 2. Also, you'll notice that this is underlined. Therefore, this is going to be solid. Okay. All right, so let's draw that line. All right, it's a solid line, and this time I'm going to use red. Okay. And so my y-intercept is 2, so I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, and make my y-intercept right there. Okay. Now my slope is negative 1/2. Now if you'll remember that slope is rise over run. Okay. Rise over run. And so I'm going to rise negative 1. Well, if I rise negative, that means go down. So I'm going to go down 1, and I'm going to run 2. Always run to the right. So I go down 1 and run 2. Okay, down 1 and run 2. You can continue the pattern if you like. So what I'm going to do here now is, because it's a solid line, I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to connect those points. Make sure you get it as close as you can, and we're going to make a solid line. Okay. Now I need to determine where am I going to shade. All right. Well, I like to pick the point 0, 0. Okay. Because it clears things out. It makes it a lot easier, I think. If I pick 0, 0 and I look to see, is 0, 0, is that true? If 0, 0 works in this inequality, then I will shade this side. If 0, 0 doesn't work, I will shade the other side of the line. So let's plug 0, 0 into this and see if it's true. So that'll be 0 is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 of 0 plus 2. Okay? So let's see if that works. 0 is greater than or equal to 0 plus 2. Well, 0 is greater than or equal to 2. is 0 greater than or equal to 2? No, it is not. So we will shade the area that does not include 0, 0, which is the other side of the red line, okay? So I'm going to shade up here. Like I said with the blue, you don't have to shade really dark. What we're looking for, though, is where do the blue and the red overlap? And you'll see that they overlap in this area right here. In there, you're going to want to shade a little darker, just so you can see where they overlap. All right. Maybe even put a little more blue in there. And so here's our solution. Our solution is actually this area where the blue and the red overlap. And that's the solution of y is less than 4 and y is greater than or equal to -1/2 x plus 2.